Okay, so welcome to Freedom from the Night. Welcome to Freedom from the Night as we get off into the Tales of the Supernatural, which is supernatural is not for everybody. It's not for the carnal person. It's just not because you will not, you cannot, and you could not fathom to believe in this. You'll call it crazy. You call it something's wrong with this person. You'll call it weird. You'll call it all sorts of names, but we have to get into it, okay? Because it's we are spirit, and I have to speak about spirit, okay? I'm learning slowly how to associate um the spirit with flesh. uh, I've I've been working on that since I was on Facebook because I've seen a lot of fleshly stuff on Facebook, so that took me to a whole level of understanding. Um, because I know a lot of I know that a lot of people wouldn't be understanding where I'm coming from by saying it just spiritually all because yeah, people people wouldn't even understand that. So I'm slowly learning to associate the spirit with the flesh. There's some people who are very powerful speakers, fleshly, and I'm just now trying to catch up. I'm doing catch up because I'm used to just speaking about the spirit realm, period. Because it's a lot of stuff that goes on there that I see, and I just want to push it through to the people so they can know that this is what's happening, not this in the flesh, but this is what's happening. Because we are spirit people, Israel. We are spirit people. But I'm still trying to get out all the words that I can actually express via physically, okay? Because I want you to understand, that this stuff is really happening spiritually on the flesh. Like this stuff is being pushed. The agenda is not from other people. The agenda is from the spirit realm trying to push itself, force itself forward onto the flesh to take over because it has no visitation rights here. It has no actual authority. You do. So why not take over you and make you think all kind of different things so that it can do what it needs to do on this earth? Because this is its earth, right? At least that's what it feels. Because we here now. And of course they want to just exit us, especially the children of God. They want to exit the children of God, most definitely. Because what authority you think you have? They don't care about your authority. They want you to have none. They want to have it. Okay? So I speak about all the crazy, the weird, the deranged, everything over here, um, in a safe way. Okay? Which may not seem like it's a safe thing to others, but it's in a safe way. It's done through the Bible and what the Word of God says, not into what the world says about strange stuff. Okay, we ain't getting into that crazy, that other type of crazy. Cause this crazy too, but I'm saying we ain't getting to that other type of crazy. We getting into this one right here. We're gonna stay focused on this one here. Okay. But I have a lot to say. Okay, first I want to start off with how. Oh, let me start off like this. Again, you are at the Freedom from the Night. as we get off into the tales of the supernatural, stuff that the carnal cannot understand it. Only spirit can, and you are spirit, Israel. All colors, Israel, you are spirit. Okay, so I'm your host, Shontey, Lieutenant General, Soldiers of Arms, God's right arm, that is. Reporting for duty, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Yes, I am. I'm here. Thank you for yet another day. So, uh, I wanted to say how yesterday was something else. Oh man, yesterday was something else. I had a very um, different experience yesterday, and I'm going to share it with you, okay? Because there's a lot of things that we need to know that we are facing and up against, or what's happening. What's happening, what's going on out here. Um, so I was in an Uber, and the driver was a young man, and his music was down when I got in the car, but then as soon as we drove off, he turned the music up loud. It wasn't the fact that the music was up loud, it was the whole thing of what was being said in the music. Okay, so it was uh so derogatory stuff pointed towards the to, pointed towards the female. Like, it was just like, what I mean by derogatory, I mean it was just all kind of sexual explicit stuff about pointing at the female and what she can bend over and do, and uh, and take this and take that, and oh my goodness. It makes me want to cry. I want to cry, but I'm trying not to. Try not to. But it's 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 horrible. All right. God said it's horrible in this earth. This earth is horrible. Okay. And it's terror by day, horror by night. You understand? And in that, it's no joy. It's no joy after that. You still wandering around, not knowing your purpose, just doing any and everything, not doing something so that the next generation will have something to to leave and cleave from the flesh to the spirit. They're gonna still stay stuck. Each generation that comes, they're gonna still stay stuck with the flesh. They ain't gonna know to leave and cleave their mother and father, which is the flesh, that image. Leave and cleave that stuff. Get away from it. Get away from it. It's no more in usage anymore. Once you've been conceived, it's time to move on in the spirit of Christ. But he was listening to all that stuff, and I told him, I said, excuse me, getting back to the story. I said, excuse me. And he wouldn't turn his music down at all, which means that he must have been somebody else must have been on him about his music and all that different stuff or whatever. And then some people probably just ride just so they can have a ride and stuff like that. And I was on my way to work because I had to be there at a certain time, and I didn't get out of here until I got out here on time. But being that this happened, I was late, 5 minutes late for work, which is not bad, but it's not good. Okay. And I would have been on time early. So I said, excuse me, can you turn can you turn off the music? And I don't mean this to be funny. I mean, his response was funny. That's what I'm thinking about. His response was funny, hilarious. But I said to him, I said, excuse me. He said yes. And he wouldn't turn his music down. So I didn't speak over it. I still was speaking at a level tone. I said, can you cut your music off? And he said no, but I was like, and I didn't really hear him. So I was like, what'd you say? And he said, because he had his music up. He said it again. He said, no, but I can drop you off at this gas station up the street. Oh, 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 ah. He said, no, but I can drop you off at the gas station up the street. So I, I said, I said, I was like, I gotta go to work. Yeah, I'm gonna be late. And he said, and then he said, yeah, he's like, yeah, well, I can take you up the street to the gas station. Cause, if you had told me to turn it down, then I would have did that. But you told me to turn my music off. And I was like, well, turn it down all the way down to where I can't hear it. And and the response he gave me, which is why I'm laughing, the response he gave me was, he's like, no, 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 no. And plus he already had in his mind he was taking me to the gas station no matter what. So he was like, no, I'm just gonna kindly take you to the gas station, which I've been done like that before. When I was younger, when I was 22, I was dating this guy, and this guy, and that's when I came to Christ at that age. And this guy was telling me that he'll take me all the way back home. And he had drove me all the way from. He had drove me at least 25 minutes to my destination, so I was almost there. The guy I was dating. So I've been done like that before. So I was like, okay, this is no problem. I used to get done like this a lot in relationships because I wouldn't do what they want me to do. Okay, because I gave myself to Christ. Okay, so I'm like, it's fine. It's crazy, but I'm okay with that. It's okay. It's okay. Just because you're speaking up and you not people pleasing no more. And I didn't want that stuff on my spirit. I just didn't. Now, I was told that I could have put on my earphones, but no, it's more to it than that. It's more to it than that. So I was telling him, I said, I said, I'm gonna be late. He's like, okay. And I know this story going on for a little while because I got stuff to say actually. I'm tripping. 13 minutes worth of time. So I'm gonna have to hurry up saying what I gotta say. Boy, I tell you. Anyway, so he make a long story short, we wind up I wind up telling him how I'm into the Father. I'm not into this type of music. That's not what I listen to. I notice your car, you giving me a chance to take me where I need to go, but I cannot have that in my spirit. And he was like, I said, I believe in Jesus, not this. And he said, you believe in a God that raped our people? That'd be the first thing they always say. I'm so used to them saying that. I'm like, you know what? You got that from your daddy. You got that from your father, honey. He passed that down to you. You just speaking something that you verbally speaking something that has been transferred from somebody else to you because you're not even there. You're not there. You are an embodiment of other people's stuff, and you don't know it. You are an embodiment of other people's stuff, and you just programmed robotically to say that. Because I've heard that in other people who have said that, in people's fathers who said that. So they passed it on to their children who listening. And then their children pass it on to their children who listening. And it even be little kids nowadays saying that. That's how you know that those children are advanced sexually. Those little children is sexually advanced. I'm telling you right now, as a highlighter, that when children speaking like that, those children are sexually advanced. They've been raped, they've been molested, they've been dealt with, they are acting bad, they're acting out. Those type of children curse. I'm telling you, I know, because I was that little bad kid. Those children are doing all those type of things. Now, sexual, yes, perverted stuff, not the actual penetration, maybe, but maybe. You know what I'm saying? If a little girl is willing, they don't care. They're gonna do whatever at that age. They don't care. And that's horrible. It just makes you want to cry because of that stuff that I used to get off into. I think back on it as being a child and doing stuff nobody knew I was doing. It was horrible. It was horrible, terrible. I've hurt some people. I didn't dog some people out. I done did a lot of stuff in my past. And I refuse to go back to that perverted ways of being. Never will I ever. I'm not. Sorry. You will not put that deranged crap on me. I know better, so I'm doing better. Ever since I was how I turned my life going forward. When I was like 5, I still had my little ups and downs, my little ins and outs and all that. And then I still didn't want to read the Bible, but I still turned myself towards God at that time, but I was in and out. And then at 20 some years old, that's when I gave my life. I was like 21, 22. No, at 21, I went through, and then 22, boom. I was walking in it, but I still had my situations where I was still accepting certain things. So I was still going through that moment. And then when I got older, boom. Now I know better. I'm doing better. I'm not finna keep trying to go backwards just to please other people. And I'm not finna be like, oh, I'm gonna stay quiet because of pleasing other people. I'm not gonna do that. I ain't been doing it. I'm not gonna do it. Okay. Now it's a time to be quiet, but it's a time to talk. So at that time I said something. And so when I said something, he ain't like it. And I said, do you read the Bible? He said, yeah, I've been read the Bible. I said, read it again. And he said, no, I already read. I said, that's the point. You need to keep reading it because there's knowledge in receiving wisdom. The wisdom that you have is of your father's wisdom. And you trying to pass it to me, tell me what you've learned to me. No, I'm going to tell you. So I was like, no, I'm telling you what I've learned from my father. And I didn't say that to him. I kept that in. And he was just upset. And he said, tell me this. In Deuteronomy, this man was doing all this. I was like, oh boy, here's the other argument about in Deuteronomy. This man was raping, killing. He did all kind of stuff to them people in Deuteronomy. I said, oh yes, our God is a terrible God when it comes to sin. He will set that judgment down upon you. Yes, he will. And expose your sins. He didn't have nothing to do with your sins or your forefathers' sin, which has nothing to do with you. You can instantly change it. You don't have to stay the same as what they went through in the 3 to 4 generations ago. you know, exposing their sins, and they did what they did out from the judgment of God. And he and I didn't even say it like this. I said it nicely. I said these words, but I didn't say it in the way I'm saying it now. I said it nice. I said it very um very supportive, very uh just in the way of my speech and speaking. But man, it was hitting a deaf ear, but I didn't care. Long as he was getting it in, I didn't care. And he got further mad at me, and he still kept asking me questions. He still kept asking me questions, though. He wouldn't stop. And I said, "You have a good day, because I'm going to order another Uber regardless." Now, if I told you I would be late, and if I be late, that's fine. It's another Uber installed. There's another Uber installed. Okay, so all right. But you do know that Jesus does love you. That's what I told him. I said, you do know Jesus still loves you, regardless of how you feel about it. He gonna bless you. And and uh and I didn't know at the time he was asking me a question. And I was like, okay. And then that's when he was like, okay, I'll talk to you later. That's what he said. He's like, bye. And because he had the question, but then I was saying that Jesus do love, and he I guess he felt like he couldn't convince me no more of the evil. So he said bye. And he ended my ride. 6 minutes into the ride, he ended my ride. 6 minutes, okay. And then that was it. So I wind up getting another Uber, getting to work 5 minutes late. Anyway, my whole thing was 22 minutes and 34 seconds. OMG. And I was trying to do this other thing. But overall, what I'm saying is that I'm gonna have to get better at shortening my stories and all that stuff. But it's all good. I'm gonna get this down pat eventually. Because I can go on and on and on and on and on, and still not get to the point where I'm trying to get to. Anyway, I'm gonna end this live, and I'm gonna come back on. I don't care. I'm gonna end this live, and I'm gonna come back on and speak about what I was supposed to speak on. All right, but overall, that there is some situations going out here that, and yes, I was right that in St. Louis, the enemy is really trying to come here. So that told me about what I had the dream about, and it's here, and it's trying to come, meaning it's trying to spread to all kinds of people, everybody. That's what it's trying to do, so that Christians won't be able to believe in Christ anymore. So, and that's just the experience that I had yesterday on what what it is that the enemy is trying to do. So stay blessed, stay tuned for more. I'm coming back on here, so because just make this be a warning video. This is a warning, okay? A warning. Let's do that. Let's just make this a warning video and call it the day. All right, now stay tuned for more. I'll be back.